Alright, it's time now to give a quick update on the currency pairs we had analyzed earlier on in the week, talking about gold and EURAUD. This webinar will be kept as educational as possible. But before we go into the analysis proper, first of all, there is disclaimer explaining that trading foreign exchange and the global financial markets is considered high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor, and this webinar is for educational purposes only. Now, we are looking at the monthly time frame of the gold currency pair, and we can see that the market is currently making this nice M pattern here. Now we do still expect the markets to continue to the downside, possibly for the retest of this strong demand area, which should become support here. Now when you see a market like this, an M pattern like this, what you do expect is for the market to go back and complete the pattern at the neckline, which is the previous support, which should now become resistance area here. So from the monthly perspective, we do still expect some continuation to the downside. Now going on into the weekly time frame, what do we see now? From a weekly perspective, we can see how that the market has made this nice impulse and correction here. So we've already made this nice impulse and correction from the weekly time frame, and we can see that we are already in the process of getting another impulse to the downside. Now going down into the daily time frame, what do we have now? From this daily perspective here, what do we see? From the daily perspective, we can see that this area here also acted as a strong supply area. Why? Because we can see that in all this move to the downside, this candle here was not related to the move, and we can see how price was just accumulating, or the market was just accumulating around this area. And we did say if market would break to the upside, then we'll be looking for a shorting opportunity around here. However, we only got that break to the downside, and we didn't even get the hook back to this broken this support area here, which should have now acted as a resistance. Now we do still have opportunity to take another shorting. We do still have a shorting opportunity here. Why? Because the market is still creating this nice impulse correction and possibly a continuation to the downside. So we should be looking for a shorting opportunity around here. Now how do we get this, or how do we go in for this possible shorting opportunity? Well, we would have to drill down, or would have to go down into a 4-hour time frame. Why 4-hour time frame? Because the monthly, weekly and daily candles, the monthly, weekly and daily time frames are better off when it comes to finding out the direction of the market. But when it comes to confirmation and entry, the better time frame will be the 4-hour and the other intraday time frame, such as 1-hour time frame. So what we'll be doing now is to go into the 4-hour time frame to see what's going on in the markets here. Now going down into the 4-hour time frame, we can see how that the market started this impulse from here to this area here. So if we want to measure this correction, what we can do is to take our Fibonacci from the high of this impulse to the low of this impulse, and we can see how that the market has just tested the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level and is already rejecting that area, or already rejecting that area to the downside. So inside of here is where we should be looking for our shorting opportunity right now. However, there is still a possibility of this market heading to the 786 fib deeper retracement level for the retest of this accumulation area here. But we can see clearly that the last 6 to 7 hours has been quite bearish, so we should be looking for shorting opportunities here and aiming down all the way first to the previous low here, and also possibly to the minus 272 area all the way down here at 1662. Now going down into the EURAUD time frame, I'd also made a trade call here, or I'd also made an analysis here saying that if we did get this break out of this counter trend line which I had drawn here, you can go back to the previous webinar I did on EURAUD and watch that video. I'd made that analysis that if we did get this breakout from this counter trend line here and the pullback, then we should be looking for bullish opportunities and for the market to shift from the bearish market as we would have when it was making the pullback to a bullish market. And we can see now that we are getting this, we've gotten this break, this pullback. Now what we are looking for is a continuation to the upside, first for the target of this high here, and then possibly all the way to the minus 272 area here, which is which would be the this should be the, sorry, excuse me, so this should be the, alright, so this is the retracement here, and then this is now the, this should now be the continuation all the way up here, the minus 272 area at about 1.5700 thereabouts. So if you do have any comments or suggestion, feel free to drop it down for me on the commenting section. Cheers for now and happy peeping. See you in my next webinar.